PR Connections Radio presents.
Welcome to Vegas Hockey Hub here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Kelly. And on this edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap, we're going to break down every single game during the 2023-2024 season. We are going to be discussing the Game 2 between the Dallas Stars and your Vegas Golden Knights. And there was a lot of fun, some good back and forth stuff that happened in this game. And more importantly, picking up a victory against the Dallas Stars. And we're going to talk about every single thing in this matchup. So much fun. This was an amazing game to sit there and watch. And we're going to go over everything, analyze it. Now, go to PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of the media, and check out all of the great content we have on the network. We have about a dozen shows on here, including Vegas Hockey Hub. So go to the website and support the network. Or if you want to go to the YouTube channel at PR Connections and subscribe, it would help out the network just as much. If you want to go to our social media pages, we are everywhere as well at Vegas Hockey Hub. We are YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We are on all major platforms. And if you want to follow your host, I'm also on social media as well at Ian J. Kelly. So this is going to be a really good game to sit down and really analyze and talk about. And when you really sit here and examine what this game was, you have to kind of look at the beginning, right? So game one, right? Game one, you had a situation where Game one, it was a good matchup. The Vegas Golden Knights, there was a good amount of scoring, some good back and forth between Vegas and Dallas. But there was something that happened actually toward the third period that would matter and impact Game 2 for your Vegas Golden Knights. At about halfway into the third period, Nick Hague would leave the game and go down the tunnel, and he would not play the remainder of Game 1. Well, it was reported that in the beginning of Game 2 in the morning skate that Nick Hague would be out and Alec Martinez, the three-time Stanley Cup champion, a longtime veteran in the NHL, would be put in the starting lineup to replace Nick Hague. So Nick Hague, upper body injury, he will be out for day-to-day. And then Alec Martinez, he would be on the same line with Zach Whitecloud. Now, the starting lineup for the Vegas Golden Knights did stay the same as it did for Game 1. You had Ivan Barbashev, Jack Eichel, and Jonathan Marchessault, one of the best lines in all of hockey out there in Game 1. One of the most efficient scoring lines you can have in the league today. Line 2, a deadly combination, Chandler Stevenson, Tomas Hertl, and Mark Stone. So that is a good situation there. Line 3, you would actually have Brett Howden, William Karlsson, and Anthony Mantha. This combination would actually provide very important information to the Vegas Golden Knights in this game. And then when it comes to line 4, you have very dependable William Carrier, Keegan Kolesar, and Nick Waugh. So that's really the forward situation. On the defensive pairing 1 would be Hanifin and Pietrangelo. Defensive pairing 2 would be McNabb and Theodore. And then pairing 3 would be Martinez taking in for Hague alongside Whitecloud. Now in net would be Logan Thompson. He would be back in between the net in the crease for your Vegas Golden Knights. And there was a lot of good things that happened in this game. And more importantly, there was the physicality in this game. I mean, wow. This is a situation where there was 109 hits between both teams. And that really doesn't tell you how physical this game was. Dallas brought the physicality, but what I applaud Vegas for, and I didn't take it lightly. You know, they would attack Mark Stone. There was a Jason Robertson hit on Mark Stone that got all of the Dallas crowd happy for some reason when Mark Stone went down. Then Vegas countered and said, okay, you want to play physical? We'll play physical. Keegan Kolesar, he'd put somebody into the boards. William Carrier, he would hit somebody into the boards. You would have a situation where even Mark Stone would get involved. William Carrier would get involved. Tomas Hertl, Anthony Mantha. there was so many hits in this game that you had to sit and applaud it. There was even a scrum in the second period. Brett Howden had actually a bit of a situation where, Brett Howden, he was having a little bit of back and forth, and he would have a situation, a good shoving match with Jason Robertson, and that was around near the second period. But getting into the actual game itself, in the first period, the Vegas Golden Knights, unfortunately, would get the first penalty of the game, as Nick Waugh would get a slashing penalty against Jason Robertson, and that would put the Vegas Golden Knights on the penalty kill for the first time in this game. And unfortunately, Jason Robertson, who caused the penalty for Dallas, would score his second goal of the playoffs. It would be on the power play, and that would be a 1-0 situation for the Dallas Stars, as Jamie Benn would be there with the assist on that situation. Now, it was a good situation for the home team. I mean, for the fans, they were probably excited. They were happy. The fact that Jason Robertson, he scored the first goal of the game. He set the tone for Dallas. It looked like Dallas might, be alive in this game. But then something interesting happened, not even 2 minutes later. As when you need somebody to score for Vegas, okay? When you need someone that's dependable, that's reliable, and you need someone that's going to step up for your Vegas Golden Knights, who else but Jonathan Marchessault? As Jonathan Marchessault, his second goal of the playoffs is actually his 16th playoff game in a row that he has registered a point for your Vegas Golden Knights, just really showing how valuable Jonathan Marchessault is to the organization. And when you really stop and really see what Jonathan Marchessault has been able to accomplish for Vegas, it's really exciting. I really look at it as your Vegas Golden Knights taking advantage and doing what they have to do in this situation. Now, Jonathan Marchessault had a good setup by Jack Eichel and Ivan Barbashev. Once again, that first line is paying off massively for your Vegas Golden Knights. So Eichel, Barbashev, Marchessault. I mean, just to really put it into perspective, Jack Eichel already 3 assists in this playoff, only in 2 games. And then Ivan Barbashev, 2 assists already. So getting towards the end of the first period between Dallas and Vegas, there would be an interesting moment as Chandler Stevenson and Miro Heiskanen would have equal penalties. Okay, they would both go to the box. Heiskanen for embellishment and Stevenson for hooking. And that's just a situation where with Chandler Stevenson, I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't a bad call or it wasn't a penalty, but the fact that they gave Heiskanen an embellishment penalty, that was a good call because he did embellish on that play. There's no doubt about it. He was creating an embellishment in that situation. Yeah, so overall, when it comes to that first period, the Vegas Golden Knights taking advantage of opportunities there. And when it came to the Chandler Stevenson, Miro Heiskanen situation, I'm happy that was a embellishment for Heiskanen. Stevenson, he went to the box on his own accord. Now, getting towards the end of the first period, you are tied at 1-1. And speaking from experience, speaking at being at that sports book, which, by the way, was a fantastic experience. I appreciate everybody who was there last night. That was an incredible situation. Being at that game, it was an amazing atmosphere. Going there, talking to people, having a good time with everybody who are Vegas Golden Knights fans out there. So I appreciate everybody for being out there. Now, for the Dallas Stars perspective, it showed more intensity. And with Pete DeBoer, that's somebody that he has been able to know as of in the past, being a more physical in terms of coach. Now, after the first period, tied at 1-1, getting into the second period, the physicality just kept on going. I mean, you really were seeing the Dallas Stars trying to get under Vegas's skin. They were really trying to make sure they created discipline. They were trying to make sure that the Dallas Stars and Vegas Golden Knights would have some good back and forth there in the boards, in the neutral zone, in the offensive zone, in the defensive zone. It didn't matter where it was. there was a lot of hits, a lot of shoving, some back and forth after every single play stoppage, it felt like. But the Dallas Stars, it was very obvious what they were trying to get Vegas to do. It was very, very well seen that the Dallas Stars were trying to get Vegas off of their momentum and getting them to play a different style of hockey. Very similar to Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs game, where it was just hit after hit after hit in the playoffs. And, I really applaud the Vegas Golden Knights. I applaud Bruce Cassidy for not falling into that trap and just having scrums every single play, fights every single period, having opportunities where somebody would crash into the boards instead of focusing on the puck, and that would create an opportunity for Dallas. I appreciate what Bruce Cassidy did in this game, and this is really the confidence. It's the discipline that the Vegas Golden Knights had in this game, and it was something that your Vegas Golden Knights really took advantage of, and you can applaud that situation there. So getting into the second period, there was a lot of good back and forth here, and more importantly, there was an opportunity by the Vegas Golden Knights as there was a shot from Jack Eichel that, man, I thought was going to go in. Okay, Jack Eichel, I saw this. It went just a bit wide from Ottinger, but if it just went a little bit over to the left side, just a little bit more, it would have gone in. So, yeah, Jack Eichel, he had a chance that second period to score. You also had the Shea Theodore, and I have to give credit to Jake Ottinger. It was an amazing save. In the second period, Shea Theodore had an opportunity not once but twice against Jake Ottinger, and Jake Ottinger would spread himself out, would use his glove, and be able to get the stop for the Dallas Stars. So, playoff Ottinger is a really good goaltender. We saw that in this game tonight. But, yeah, there was a Jack Eichel play and then a Shea Theodore situation where if you saw the Vegas Golden Knights, they were trying to score against Ottinger, and it just was not connecting. That is until about 2 minutes left in the second period, as Noah Hanifin, with his first career playoff goal for the Vegas Golden Knights, and this would be a 2-1 situation, put your Vegas Golden Knights up on the board and put them at a 2-1 situation. Now, when it comes to Noah Hanifin, fantastic addition. When we got him at the trade deadline, this was a solid move by Vegas. They then followed that up with a contract extension, which made this even better for your Vegas Golden Knights. And, Noah Hanifin, I like what he has done. I appreciate what he's done on the defensive side. The fact that he could score a goal in the playoffs, just like Brayden McNabb in Game 1. You have defensemen stepping up and scoring for your Vegas Golden Knights. So really solid job here by Vegas. And as you got towards the end of the second period, you were up 2-1 for Vegas. You're establishing the tone. And more importantly, you're creating the opportunity for Vegas to really set themselves and establish themselves as the best team in this matchup. And you only needed one more period left. The second period would come to an end, and the Vegas Golden Knights being up 2-1 would really actually help the Vegas Golden Knights as they would have one period left in the Game 2. Now, for the Game 2 recap, getting into the third period, this was a situation where when it came to the Vegas Golden Knights, this was a third period where you saw Jack Eichel, you saw Shea Theodore, you saw Jonathan Marchessault. Man, they were trying to get down the ice and score, and score. It seemed like the Dallas Stars were just kind of running out of energy by the third period, and Vegas was taking advantage of that. You could tell that the Vegas Golden Knights were really a much better team in the third period than what the Dallas Stars were at that point in time. And, what I can appreciate about the Dallas Stars is that, they were trying to be physical. They had the physicality part to them. But what you can also say about the Dallas Stars is that they only let up 3 goals in this game. And considering the 7-6 game that Winnipeg and Colorado had, considering the back-and-forth bloodbaths that we have seen in the playoffs this year, the fact that Dallas Stars only gave up 3 goals is good for their end. But for Logan Thompson, only one goal let up in this game. Like, Logan Thompson did an incredible job in net. He's not going to get enough credit, but Logan Thompson, what a fantastic job tonight. He stopped 20 shots on 21 shot opportunities. And more importantly, when it came to Logan Thompson, a 95% save percentage in Game 2. Logan Thompson just doing a really good job for your Vegas Golden Knights. Now, as the third period would start to come to an end, with about a minute left, the Dallas Stars would pull their goaltender. Jake Ottinger would go to the bench, and the Vegas Golden Knights would have an empty net situation. And Jonathan Marchessault would pass the puck to Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel into the empty net. It'd be a 3-1 game for your Vegas Golden Knights. So it would be a really good game. A 3-1 situation would be final for your Vegas Golden Knights. And as we are doing our Game 2 recap, Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights, this is just where the Vegas Golden Knights, they pick up a very important win here against the Dallas Stars and make it a 2-0 series here between Dallas as they head back home to the Fortress on Saturday. And on Saturday, it's going to be an incredible matchup. We're going to be watching every single game, recapping every single game. That is going to be a really good situation there. And what I can appreciate and what I could really value about the Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars game is the fact that this is a Dallas Stars team that, they're trying to do something different, and the Golden Knights aren't biting it. The Golden Knights aren't falling for it. They're keeping their own momentum, they're keeping their own tempo, and that's why they're winning these games. You have a goaltender in Logan Thompson who's not getting enough credit for how well he has been in the Stanley Cup playoffs so far. He has been one of the MVPs of this playoff series so far. On defense, you have a really good play from a lot of players on the defense side. For example, Noah Hanifin, he scored that goal, but he also had a blocked shot in this game. He had hits. He had takeaways. I mean, Noah Hanifin, in 21 minutes of ice time, did a stellar job for the Vegas Golden Knights. In fact, the player of the game is Noah Hanifin. Noah Hanifin was everywhere tonight. He was a noticeable player throughout the entire game. And in fact, Noah Hanifin, player of the game for Game 2, does go to him. So, Vegas Golden Knights, this was a really good game. I really have to sit here and applaud it as they head into Game 3, Dallas versus Vegas. And, I just have to really sit here in awe and appreciate what they have done. Now, if you want to say that Logan Thompson is the player of the game as well, that would be fair. I'm going with Hanifin in this situation. But if you want to go with LT, you could do that as well. Now, breaking down the box score for your Vegas Golden Knights, Alec Martinez coming back into the lineup, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, replaces Haig in the lineup. He had one shot on net, an incredible 4 blocked shots, really tells you why he was in the starting lineup, and he had a hit in this game. So Alec Martinez, his blocked shots is one of the best in the NHL. In fact, we made a video on Vegas Hockey Hub breaking down why Alec Martinez is arguably the best shot blocker in the NHL. That's what he is so great at. And to have 4 blocked shots in this game really set up the fact that it is true that's what he does well. Brayden McNabb, only 1 shot in this game and a hit in about 20 minutes of play. Look, Nabber, it just wasn't your night, bud. Hey, you're still my favorite player, though. And then you have Alex Pietrangelo. He had 1 blocked shot and 2 hits in this game. But the presence of Alex Pietrangelo in front of the net is what was so valuable. You could tell that when Alex Pietrangelo is out on the ice, he's like the defensive quarterback, all right? Like, anybody who watches football, some of you do, some of you don't, there's a quarterback, and he is one of the most valuable and most important players on the field. Alex Pietrangelo is the defensive quarterback here in Vegas. When he's on the ice, he is that valuable to the team. You also had Shea Theodore, who had 4 blocked shots and 5 shots on net. So Shea Theodore stayed very busy in this game. for the Vegas Golden Knights. And then Zach Whitecloud, he had confrontations with everybody in this game. He had some back and forth with Roberson. He had some back and forth with Suter. I mean, this was a guy who even had, a little bit of a conversation with Wyatt Johnston in the second period. So Zach Whitecloud, his impact was the fact that he was everywhere in terms of talking and chirping and talking to the players out there when it came to that situation. Now, the forwards per se, Ivan Barbashev, 3 hits in this game and an assist. He was on that goal with Jonathan Marchessault. Ivan Barbashev really showing his worth right now with the Vegas Golden Knights. He is really being able to keep up and hold his own on that first line. And the chemistry between Barbashev, Eichel, and Marchessault, it is so vivid and so clear by now with your Vegas Golden Knights. They're just doing a really good job there. Jack Eichel, a 2-point night, 1 goal, 1 assist on 5 shots. But he also had 2 hits in this game. That was a good situation there. Now, Jack Eichel, he also did very well in the faceoff circle as he had 12 faceoff wins for your Vegas Golden Knights. So I will say for Tomas Hertl, somebody also we'll talk about later, but Jack Eichel, 12 faceoff wins, a 2-point night on 5 shots on net. Jack Eichel, definitely an impact player in this game. And then you also have to sit here and analyze Jonathan Marchessault. I mean, this guy was on the ice, by the way, for every single goal in this game. So he was there when HANIFIN scored, and then he had his own goal in the first period, and then he set up the Jack Eichel empty netter in the third period. So Jonathan Marchessault, the only player for the Vegas Golden Knights to have a +3 in this game. So yeah, incredible job by Jonathan Marchessault. And something that a lot of people are not going to pay attention to, but your host Ian Rakelli will. Jonathan Marchessault had 6 hits in this game. So considering the size of Jonathan Marchessault, the fact that this is a guy who hits just as much as almost everybody else on the team, it's admirable. I mean, it's the fact that the Vegas Golden Knights can trust Jonathan Marchessault to do what he is doing. That is a really good job there. I mean, on the fourth line, I can really sit here and say hits, hits, and hits. The fourth line of Carrier, Kolesar, and Waugh, they had 18 hits combined, okay? So Carrier, Waugh, and Kolesar combined for 18 hits. The physicality was really shown in the fourth line. And, they really kind of stepped up to the Dallas Stars when it came to what they were doing in terms of the physicality. So you really have to applaud Kolesar, Carrier, and Waugh for actually holding their ground in the physicality department. The second line, there's actually some stuff we have to talk about here. Tomas Hertl, 2 shots on net, 5 hits in this game, and he won 9 faceoffs in the faceoff circle. So Tomas Hertl, he did what he had to do in this game, and he is somebody who even had that penalty as in the second period. In the second period, Anthony Mantha actually went to the box as him and Ryan Suter both got 2-minute roughing penalties. There was a nice scrum in front of the goalie, in front of the goaltender. So yeah, Anthony Mantha going to the box in this game. And then for Mark Stone, 2 shots on net, 3 hits in this game. And for somebody who is coming back from injury, he's slowly making his return there, playing 18 minutes tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. When it comes to Mark Stone, I really sit here and I can praise how well he's been doing on the second line and the fact that he has really stepped up as a leader in the locker room. I can appreciate that when it comes to Mark Stone. Now, the third line, Brett Howden, 1 block shot, 6 hits in this game. And then, like I said, the physicality too. Brett Howden has been getting into people's mind this entire series. This is a guy that when there is a goalie stoppage, it seems like he is talking and chirping with everybody in these games. So Brett Howden doing his job on the third line. You also have William Karlsson, who in this game did something really interesting, and that was the fact that William Karlsson, it felt like he was everywhere when you needed him to be, right? when William Karlsson was on the ice and you needed somebody to have the puck on his stick, but yeah, I mean, I'll say that when it comes to William Karlsson, that is just a situation there where I can really appreciate what William Karlsson has done. And then on the last player on the third line, you had Anthony Mantha. Like I said, 2 shots on net, 2 penalty minutes, and that hit that he also had in that game as well. So overall, when it came to this game, Logan Thompson, fantastic job. Noah Hanifin, incredible job. And the Vegas Golden Knights did what they had to do. Now, Game 3 is tomorrow, and Game 3 is going to be on Saturday. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit about Game 3 heading into it on Vegas Hockey Hub. That's going to be an incredible show. I am really looking forward to breaking down everything there. And we also have 2 shows loaded up that are going to be part of the network. So that's going to be a lot of fun to break down and discuss here on Vegas Hockey Hub. So yeah, Friday and Saturday, we have content being put out. And that is going to be an incredible situation for Vegas Hockey Hub. So for everybody watching all around the world, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be analyzing Game 2. That's what we just did. We're going to talk about Game 3 coming up. That's going to be a possibility there. And more importantly, when it comes to your Vegas Golden Knights, this is going to be one of the best games going into Game 3. The Fortress is going to be loud. T-Mobile Arena is going to be firing on all cylinders. And we're going to need you, yes, you, to be at T-Mobile Arena. You're going to be at the bar. You're going to be at a casino, be at a sports book, be at your own house. You're going to have to get loud and energetic as the Vegas Golden Knights take on the Dallas Stars, up 2-0 in this series, heading home to T-Mobile Arena. So this has been Vegas Hockey Hub recap here on Vegas Hockey Hub. I'm your host, Ian McKelly. And until next time, continue watching hockey. Go support junior hockey. I know UNLV hockey is on the break right now. They had a fantastic season recently. You also have the Las Vegas T-Birds. They're going to be coming back, I know, in a little bit. And also continue watching hockey. The playoffs have been incredible. So what are you doing? Watch every single game in the playoffs, not just the Vegas Golden Knights. And this is going to be another edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Recap with your host, Ian McKelly.